Hello guys, welcome back. Today we have big news. Chun Su and Ezra Euphoria. Actually, Ezra has two Euphoria options for depending on what you want to do with him. Now, the TLDR of Chun Su is that she's really good now. A lot of doubling down in damage and frequency of extra attacks and like doubling down the follow-up meta. And Ezra Euphoria 1 is more for HP. It consumes a lot of HP, but you can then stack a special buff, and once it's stacked to a certain point, you can click it and giga heal everybody. So it doubles down on like, it becomes a little bit of a healer. And on the second one, the second Euphoria, it doubles down on the shielding, and it also has an array that gets upgraded through the fight more and more and more by using Dynamo. The same Dynamo that Lucy uses probably. So we'll see about that. We'll go in depth. Now, TLDR over. Now I'm gonna put something there somewhere so you can like look at it while I yap, so you don't get too distracted. Now, first of all, let's start by going on Chun Su here. Chun Su, rank 1, tipsy, which is the drunk status. Also, by the way, just a note. If there is any new thing that is being called in a certain way, like for example cheerful, it might not be cheerful, it might be like another way, like, oh, it's not cheerful, it's intoxicated. So keep that in mind. The translation might not be like one-to-one perfect at this moment, but the effect is correct. Just the terminology, it might be called in a different way, but it's still the same thing. So now, the tipsy status is no longer removed after being hit by an ultimate. So now you don't get sobered by getting hit by an ultimate anymore. After other allies do an extra action, self gains liquor and cheerful, which is a new status. If cheerful satisfies the condition, so after a certain amount, probably after a certain threshold, then after casting bilateral, which is the channel, and entering channel, immediately releases bottoms up and enter tipsy again. So she's imagine Chu being drunk, right? Being drunk, and it's like throws like a bottoms up, and then keeps being drunk, and then like if you have enough cheerful, throws a bottoms up. It still goes back into being drunk, right? So imagine that scenario. That's how it works. I don't know. We don't know how many stacks is that, but certain amount. So you get bottoms up, which is her attack, which also has another follow-up inside. You will cast this card for free after you have a certain amount of cheerful, which again it will be stacked by doing Fua. So in a Fua team, it's gonna be really good, just already really good. Rank 1. Cheerful is an increased incantation might stackable. So this status is not just a counting status like the something else, but it's just like also gives you a buff. So that's pretty good. You get a lot of increased incantation might stackable. Maybe you will use an amount of those to cast the bottoms up. So that bottoms up will be probably improved by this for that instance, and then go back to like, I don't know, 3 stacks, etc. So rank 2. When releasing the ultimate, increase ultimate might based on the number of cheerful. After ultimate, further acquires liquor based on the number of cheerful. So this is doubling down on the mechanic of getting liquor. And if you remember correctly, if you remember, you need 6 liquor to have 100% penetration on the ultimate. Now this one says that it does it after. So after the ultimate, you might get more liquor back. But when releasing the ultimate might is increased by the number of cheerful, because before rank 2, cheerful was just incantation might. So now on rank 2 of the Euphoria, cheerful will also increase the ultimate might. I don't know with what ratio, we'll see. And then after ultimate, you will get liquor, which is still pretty good because you do need liquor to do anything in the game, right? Anything with her kit. She consumes liquor to do more follow-ups. When you cast bottoms up, there is like a chance to consume X amount of liquor, and if you get the big amount of consumption, you will do more damage, but you will also lose a lot of liquor, which is not that good if you want to do something else later, right? If you want to do another bottoms up, if another bottoms up triggers from rank 1 by from rank 1, you will maybe not have enough liquor to sustain like the big damage. So by doing this, it will be really good and you will get a refund on liquor. Rank 3, at the end of the turn, further increase cheerful based on all stats up, positive status, counter, shield, counter on all allies. Well, okay. Now, I believe one is don't, but whatever. So this is doubling down on her insight part where it says that the more buffs you have, the more liquor you're gonna get. Now you also get cheerful. So it basically expands that part of the kit by saying, oh, you really want a lot of shield, a lot of like buffs on everybody. The more buffs you have on everybody, the better it is going to be. The more liquor you're going to have, the more cheerful you're going to have. And cheerful, as we are seeing, is really important for this kit. So that's pretty good. And also opens opens Chu in being able to play with a lot of teams, in my opinion. Or at least there's like more potential. Rank 4, different ranks of Baijulero, which is the drinking and becoming drunk, the channel, gives extra cheerful after other allies act actively. So I'm assuming this is means like they actually do AP, like an AP ability. Chu does an extra follow-up attack that is the same as the current bottoms up once. So you get an extra follow-up for free. On top of this, when you're drunk, rank 4 adds an extra follow-up of the current bottoms up. I don't know what this exactly means, the current bottoms up. I guess like the last bottoms up that you cast, or the current bottoms up that you have in your hand. I would have to see it because I will obviously use and unlock Euphoria on Chu and Ezra on my CN account. And we'll do it on stream on twitch.tv/Jakazin. So, you know, if you want to watch it, if you want to see it, you can come watch there. Now, that's Chu, pretty straightforward, but also pretty good. And I mean, everybody was expecting this, to be honest. Now, Ezra, let's check Euphoria 1. Now, again, the terminology might be different, so maybe we will see firewood blood here. I believe Merui has emberwood blood, so I don't know which one is which, but the concept is the same. It's just the terminology might be different. Maybe this is wrong. I don't know. Like this term, but this is not blood, it's not firewood, but it's ember. I don't know. Anyway, Ezra. The first Euphoria is the HP doubling down one with like the collecting this blood. When ally loses HP, he gains firewood blood. He gets this blood thing. Ultimate no longer recovers Eureka for other allies, so now it's just +1 Moxie and not +1 Eureka, which is not that crazy for him if you want to use him in impromptu. Instead, increases firewood blood. At the end of the turn, when firewood blood reaches a certain condition, or probably amount, each mushroom can recover a percentage of lost HP for other allies. So he's using his mushroom now to heal as well. Now, what is firewood blood? Firewood blood is energy for the firewood cup. You acquire firewood blood when allies lose an amount of HP in total, and also he makes them lose HP as well, I believe. At the start of the turn, resets the upper limit of firewood blood based on the sum of max HP of allies. Yeah. Click Firewood Cup to use the incantation Drink All Corals of Life, which will consume all the blood and recover HP to everybody. So the upper limit is based on the sum of the max HP. So if you have like 4 characters with 1000 HP, obviously it's just an example. Obviously it's not real. It's gonna be 4000. So that's like 4000. You click the cup and you will recover HP to all allies. I believe it might be that amount. It might be a big nuke, like boom, or maybe a fraction, maybe a percentage. We don't have the numbers specifically. It could be like a big percentage, maybe 50% of everybody's HP, or maybe 30%, because everybody is gonna have a more or less like 10k ish HP. All of your team, including Ezra. So if you sum everything, it's going to be 40k, let's say. And like I don't think drinking this is going to heal everybody for 40k. That's a little too much of an overkill. So maybe it's easier to trigger, more easy. Like you don't need that much firewood blood to fill it, and it would like you don't need that big of a nuke anyway. So maybe 25%, maybe 20%. maybe 10%. Even 10% is still insane. So that said, 10% would be like what, 4K? 4K to everybody is fine if it charges fast as fuck. So that's the main thing, right? So there's going to be something that you can click, apparently. You can click on it and consume it and heal everybody. Now, that's rank 1. Rank 2, when using normal incantations, lose extra HP to plant more mushrooms, and as we saw before, we're also getting Fire with Blood when we are losing HP. So that collects the blood and plants more mushroom. Stimulus of the Mind now, which is the shield card, recovers HP instead of shield. So no more shields. Ezra doesn't shield anymore with this Euphoria. After consuming the blood, increase healing rate of this healing. If self HP is lower than a certain percentage, further increases healing rate. So prepare yourself in seeing some like insane healing numbers, because Fatutu can heal for like 10k, 15k AoE. Imagine this. Imagine this. So we'll see how crazy it becomes. Like if you're low HP, plus you have a lot of like this, like the upper limit of firewood cup is like really good, and then then you click and maybe crits. I don't know if it can crit, maybe, and then you get like a 30k healing. I don't know, we'll see. That said, rank 3. If there are no more places to plant mushroom when using normal incantations, because obviously he plants mushroom, two different types of mushroom. One gives vulnerability, I believe, and one gives you protection, like damage mitigation. I'm not really. I used Ezra a billion years ago, so forgive me if I don't remember correctly what the fucking mushroom do. Okay, consume extra percentage of current HP of all allies to grow all mushroom. So you will like consume everybody's HP to grow them immediately, because one of the problem of Ezra at the time was that the mushroom took a little bit. They weren't doing like they were helping. But at the time it was fine, because it was like 1.5 phase 2, I believe, after Spadodia. So there wasn't like that much of a comparison for other like units. There would be like, oh well, that is not doing that much. At the time it was fine, but now it's like really slow and it's not giving you that much. Medicine Pocket gives you like way more, way faster in terms of mitigation, right? And there's like other specialized units that are way faster. So now you double down on losing HP and you immediately grow all the mushrooms, and they will explode and they will heal thanks to the new Euphoria, and they will also give the same thing that they do on the base kit, because don't forget that the Euphoria is an extra on top of the kit. Unless it says like this no longer does this, no longer does B, no longer does A. In that case it will rework it, but otherwise it's like on top of, which is pretty good. So don't forget that like Ezra is still having his own kit on like below this. So self receives extra healing. Okay. Rank 4, when mushroom mature, all allies recover a percentage of lost HP, and that's what I said, they heal and increase Fire with Blood. At the start of the turn, when Fire with Blood reaches a certain condition, consumes a number of blood to let all allies recover a percentage of lost HP. So you will periodically, if you have max Euphoria, and you should, you don't really do that otherwise. At the start of the turn, if you have a certain condition, I believe this is basically means like if you have an extra, like after a certain threshold of fire blood, like if you have 5 or more, you will consume 2 to heal a little bit of the lost HP, a percentage of lost HP, which is actually pretty good, because it depends. If you have Kakania, let's say, but if you have someone that has a lot of HP there, like Kakania, let's say, in that case, that's a lot of heal, because she has like 19,000 HP, and like even if it's 10%, that's like 2k. So, and it's at the start of the turn. As long as you have enough fire with blood, or whatever it's called, but you will have it, because if you gain it from doing anything with Ezra, so it shouldn't be that bad. So I think this Euphoria is pretty good. However, my favorite one is the second one, which doubles down on the shield, and it does exactly I think in rank 4. Does exactly what I asked for Ezra as a buff back in the days when people were saying, "Ah, shit, Ezra is like kind of falling off. What do you think he would need to be good?" That's what rank 4 is what I want, what I asked, and they actually delivered. So I'm really happy about it, and I believe this is my favorite Euphoria for him. I would like, if possible, to have a shielder do shields, right? I don't want a shielder to not stop doing shields and do something else. Even though Euphoria 1 is fine, I appreciate the shielder doing more shield, doubling down on shield, right? I like the concept of shielding. Now, rank 1, if pulsing electric field is not active at the start of the turn, activate pulsing electric field. So it will always be active, and if it's not active, it will be reactivated. And it's an array, so be careful about that because it's not a force field. Array can only exist one at a time. And if you do another array, like if you have Gatian there for whatever godforsaken reason, you have that there, it is doing the domain, it will replace the pulsing electric field and vice versa. If you have someone else that you want to keep the domain on, if you're playing as for some, I don't know why, but like Tuesday, pulsing electric field will replace Tuesday domain. So like, you can only be the only one that with the domain, which should be fine because the array, there's not many array characters in the game that wanna play together. They did a good job in not making us use multiple. So that's fine. It's a non-issue. But just in case you didn't know, maybe you're a new player, they cannot stack on top of each other. They will replace. So you get this pulsing electric field after action gain dynamo. It's the same dynamo as Lucy. It says it's a product of technology. Stacks like a maximum amount of 30 times on Lucy. I don't know if this was gonna stack any times on Ezra. I don't know yet. We're gonna have to see. But it does gain dynamo. At the end of the turn, adds a dynamo into pulsing electric field. So there's like this dynamo. This is the field. It's gonna pick up this dynamo and upgrade the field. Okay. At the end of the turn. Now, what is this pulsing electric field? It's an array. At the start of the turn, upgrades depending on how much dynamo is added. Okay. Depending on the level, increases damage dealt, incantation might, and ult mights. I believe it's gonna have 3 stages, like with low dynamo or like 0 dynamo, it's just gonna be increased damage. With 5 dynamo is gonna be incantation might, and with like 10 dynamo is gonna be ult might. It's gonna be upgraded. Now, I don't know if when reapplied, for whatever reason it goes away. It might be a one-turn thing and it gets reapplied every turn. If it gets reapplied, does it lose the upgrade? In my opinion, it shouldn't, but we'll see what happens. Now that's rank 1, introduces the mechanic. Rank 2, at the start of the turn, plants honey fungus and ghost fungus automatically. Perfect. Okay, so you don't even have to worry. Because the original Ezra would be like, I need to prepare myself for this big AoE that I need. Okay, so I need the ghost fungus then. Okay, so ghost fungus, boom. Right, I need to use this card because only this card uses ghost fungus. Oh, okay, I want to do damage, or I think it's vice versa. It's like the opposite. I want to do damage. Let me plant the ghost fungus. Okay, but I can only plant the ghost fungus with this attack. If I do the shield, it's gonna plant the honey fungus instead. Now you have everything automatically planted, so that's cool. You don't have to worry about it. But it's just gonna be planted. They're not grow yet. They didn't grow yet. Rank 3, at the start of the battle, gain dynamo. So you start with some dynamo, so we'll see. Maybe you start with the upgrading immediately to maybe level 2 on the field. Rank 4, when releasing normal incantations, decreases the amount of HP loss. So HP lost. So basically this, because Ezra removes HP. I believe it's 10% on himself, right? He hits himself and loses HP. So it may be less, maybe 5%, I don't know. So that's pretty good, because if you're not going for the HP loss mechanic, since you opted for Euphoria 2, then you don't need to lose HP, right? Like that's a W. Now, the shield given, this is a good one. Shield given by Stimulus of the Mind, which is the shield card, increases duration and can be stacked with already existing shields. Cinema. So I'm pretty sure this also means that if you do it twice, if it stays there for 2 turns, right? Increased duration, minimum is gonna be 2 turns, because the normal one is 1. Minimum is gonna be 2 turns, which means next turn, if you got hit, but you're gonna be gonna be nuked again. For this time you wanna use the shield again, it will stack on top of the previously remaining one and not replace itself. So you're gonna have a bigger shield, and now this time you're gonna survive, right? So that's pretty good. Now receive electric amplification, whatever. After any mushroom matures, stack shields. Pretty good. Now, what is electric amp? When mushrooms are under a certain level of pulsing electric field, immediately grow and mature at the start of the turn, which then means that you will stack shields. So, long story short, this literally just means that it should flow really well. You are playing Ezra, you're doing the attack, Genesis damage, you're planting the mushroom. I believe it's honey for the attack. I believe it's maybe ghost for attack and honey for the shield. They are there, but you also have the domain. When are you gaining dynamo? After an action. So by playing Ezra, I believe this is just Ezra's action, not everybody, otherwise it would be broken. It gains dynamo. Picks this dynamo, puts it in the pulsing electric field. Now you have this electric field that increases in level. Like, no, it's level 2 electric field. Hopefully, when the next turn, whenever that falls off, because we don't know how long electric field is, at the start of the turn, whenever it gets reapplied, I hope that this electric field retains the level that you did with the dynamo. I hope it doesn't restart from 0 if it gets reapplied. I could see that, to not make him too powerful, but if it doesn't reset and you spawn it back a level 3 whatever, then it's gonna be cracked, because then that means that every time you do a fungus is going to be immediately, thanks to rank 4, is going to be immediately matured, is gonna do his thing, so apply the debuff or the buff for you, and then give you shields automatically. So it's gonna be like a crazy loop. This is basically a little bit more aggressive babble. It's a more aggressive babble that actually helps and debuffs and then also shields everything. So I am actually pretty satisfied with these Euphorias today. Chu pretty strong. Ezra, my favorite Euphoria is Euphoria 2, but Euphoria 1 is also pretty good. It could work for many teams that you wanna get him with. I'm kind of sad that there's no Eureka consumption in this. He will consume his own eventually here and there, but for the impromptu, people were waiting and hoping that Ezra was gonna be impromptu. I guess the last choice, the last stand, the last chance is gonna be Tooth Fairy Euphoria. Maybe Tooth Fairy is gonna double down on Eureka consumption at least. Doesn't have to be anything for impromptu, but at least maybe she gains Eureka on her ultimate or whatever, on her Euphoria, and then you will do that. Okay, got distracted because the fucking phone was ringing. Anyway, that is it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I actually want to know what you think in the comments. I'm gonna read it, and or come to talk to me and tell me live at twitch.tv/Jakazin later, because I will be live and we'll talk about this a little bit more. And you will see some users in the channel losing their mind because they really wanted Ezra to be impromptu. Is not. So yeah, we'll see about that. It's gonna be hilarious. So go there if you want to watch. That's it for today's video. Let me know what you think. See you next time.